if-else statement in Java. So if-else statement is the conditional statement in Java. So it has if condition, then curly braces, the body for the if statement, and else. Else is optional to have, but if will be there for the if-else statement. So let's create one class with the name of if-else statement. So let's have a main method. And the main method, let's say we'll create a scanner. Scanner is the thing that will be reading an input from the user on the console. Okay, so we're gonna say, hey, user, enter a number. Okay, enter a number. User will enter the number on the console, and we will store that number into the integer, saying int number equals to input dot next int. If you are reading integer, then we're gonna use next int. So what we will do with this number, we will take this number and we will put it in a if statement. We're gonna say if this number that user entered on the console is more than 0, then it means this number is the positive number. So which means we'll put if, and the parenthesis, in this parenthesis we'll put the condition, tell, hey, check this condition. If this condition is true, then go inside, and inside here just print a message telling it is positive number. Okay, what if this is not true? Then if will not get to this statement. Okay, then we can have else telling if this is not true, if this is false, then go to else, put else with the curly brace open and closed here, and body of the else statement, and we'll get into the else statement telling in other case this number will be negative number. Okay, so we're gonna put negative number. So let me right click and run this and see what we'll be getting as a output. So once we run it, the scanner will take an input from the user. It will print a message that we have printed here, which is enter a number, and right here it is waiting to get the entry from the user, to store that, read that entry from here and store it to the number. So I'm gonna say, hey, the number is 5. Okay, so our number will be assigned as a 5. So I'm gonna press enter. Now it says it is positive number. It says 5 is more than 0. Okay, 5 is more than 0, which is true. Then it will come down and execute this body of the if statement. Okay, so let's try with a different number now. So we're gonna say, okay, some negative number, enter a number. This time we will say -3. Okay, -3 will be our number. If you will say, hey, -3 right here is more than 0, which is going to be false, it is not true. In this scenario, it will not get into this if statement. It will go to the else statement. Okay, it will print the else statement. So I'm gonna say -3 and enter. It will print me the it is negative number. One of these statements will be printed either if or else. Okay, the next scenario we can have here, let's say number is 0. Okay, we're gonna say enter a number, we will pass 0, and 0 is not a negative number and not a positive number. It's neither negative nor positive number. So if I will press enter, it says it's negative number, which is incorrect. So what we're gonna do, we will say, hey, if this number is more than 0, then print positive number. And here we can say, instead of else, we can say else if this number is equals to 0, okay? It is equals to 0, then print number 0, okay? Number 0. So else if it is equals to 0, then print number 0. else in any other scenario, if it is not 0 and it's not more than 0, in any other scenario, print the message, which is it is negative number. Okay, we're gonna put else at the end. Always else needs to come at the end. So let's try to run this now. Okay, it's running, and we'll say enter a number, let's say 0. So press enter, number 0. So what happened here? It came here, it says, hey, number is 0, which is more than 0, which is incorrect, which is false. And it will go to the next condition on if-else statement, which is else ifs condition, which is number equals to 0. So here it says 0 is equals to 0. This is true. So it says, okay, this is true. I will execute this body of this else if statement. Okay, it will print the number 0. And what about else? It will be skipped. It will be gone. Okay, so it will print only one of those options, either if, else if, or else. Okay, what if we will say the number is 4, which is positive number. I'm gonna press enter. It is positive number. So here we say 4 is more than 0, which is true. Okay, what's gonna happen is, hey, I found my true. This is my true. This if statement is my true, and I will execute this if statement. And what about the rest? The rest will be ignored. Okay, it will be not Java will not even read them, because it will say, I already found my answer. It is true. It is right here. Okay, so this is how if else statement works. Let's put the last scenario, which is the negative number. So if you will try the number, which is negative minus 10. So what's gonna happen here? It says, hey, minus 10 is minus 10 is more than 0, which is false. It is not more than 0. Minus 10 is equals to 0, which is false, which is not equals to 0. And it will go to an else statement. In else statement, we don't have any condition. So it will simply say, if this is all false, then I'm gonna execute else statement, because I never found the true statement here. So this is how if else statement works. And if should come in the beginning. We can have as many else ifs, okay, in the middle, 0 number or any number of else if statements. And else should come at the end, and we can have only one else statement. So else will be only one, and it is optional to have. Either we can have no else, or we can have only one else at the end.